Terminator. Have you seen the new Terminator movie?
I haven't.
It fucking blows.
What are they even on now?
Oh God, it's called Terminator Genesis.
Okay.
And granted, okay.
Is Phil Collins in it?
No. What? No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right. It'd be great if Terminator Genesis came out the same year that Genesis put out an album called Terminator. Just caused mass confusion.
So Terminator Genesis, here's the plot of it, right?
Yeah.
It's so fucking. It's just like what?
Okay.
All right.
How many have there been? Is this the 5th one?
There was Terminators 1 through 3.
Yep.
And then Salvation.
Is that the one that?
And then Genesis.
Salvation's the one that Christian Bale got pissed off on, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
But anyway, so in this one, here's the I gotta like stop playing this game.
Really? To talk about it?
To explain what the fuck this movie's about.
Do your best.
All right. Okay. So, the original Terminator.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Is Kyle Reese gets sent back in time to protect Sarah Connor.
So John can be born.
Because a Terminator is also sent back to eliminate Sarah Connor, to terminate Sarah Connor, right? So, in this movie...
But Kyle ends up sleeping with Sarah, thereby creating John in the first place.
Right.
Right.
And then in the second movie, you find out, or at least... No, in the first movie, at the end, you find out that John Connor was grooming Kyle Reese to be in love with his mom.
Right.
To fulfill the destiny of John Connor being born.
Right. Which makes no sense, but who cares?
Well, I mean, it's a, what is it called?
A loop?
Yeah, like a loop or whatever.
Yeah,
a closed loop, a closed time loop or some shit like that. But anyway, so that's that. It's interesting. It's got a little twist, like, oh, okay, cool. But in this version, so in the future, John Connor and Kyle Reese are friends, blah, blah, blah. And then Kyle Reese gets sent back. But when he goes back, it's supposed to be the Kyle Reese that goes back in the first movie. But instead, he goes back and, like, shit's already gone down.
Okay.
And, like, Sarah Connor's, like, been trained from a baby by the good Terminator.
Okay.
So, she's already badass now.
This is Salvation?
And there's another... This is Genesis.
Genesis, okay.
And there's another T-1000 liquid metal Terminator that's there, too. And that one is trying to take out Sarah Connor and the good Terminator and Kyle Reese.
So these are all different timelines, basically.
Yes.
Because Sarah Connor's already dead in the third Terminator.
Yeah, and she knows, and good Terminator has already told Sarah Connor, like, as a kid, like, you're gonna fuck Kyle Reese and have John Connor.
Wow.
So she knows, but Kyle Reese doesn't at this point. And so...
It's an interesting first date.
And then... So they meet, and it's like, oh, Kyle Reese is here finally, help us save the world or whatever. There's also a T-1000 Terminator or whatever, the liquid metal. But they, like, kill him. He's not a big deal.
They kill Kyle?
They kill the T-1000.
Oh, gotcha.
But then John Connor shows up, right? From the future.
Right.
And then Kyle Reese is like, what the fuck is John Connor? This has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, okay.
Just take berries, the end.
Okay, got it.
And then so John Connor shows up, and Kyle Reese is like, oh shit, it's John Connor. But then immediately it's like, oh no, John Connor's a Terminator.
John Connor is a Terminator?
But it turns out he's not he is, but he isn't, because in the future there's like really advanced Terminators that like assimilate humans, and then they're made up of like little computers.
Wait, so John Connor was always a Terminator?
No, at a certain point there's like an AI that Skynet is called Genesis.
Okay.
That like, because the future was changed from the Terminator going back to save Sarah Connor as a little kid, Skynet was thwarted, but Skynet was like, no, we're gonna make Genesis now. So like further in the future, there's like a new Skynet called Genesis, which is basically like fucking iOS 10.
Okay.
And it links up all your devices. But Genesis is like an AI, and then it like grows up. Like literally, it starts as like this kid, and then it grows up to be like an adult, and then it's Matt Smith, the Doctor Who.
Okay.
And then he becomes real somehow.
Drowsy.
He becomes like a real person somehow, and then he turns John Connor into a Robo Man, but like he's still a human, but like he's also a Robo-Man. And so John Connor comes back in time, and then he's like, I'm a Terminator. He tries to trick them, but he doesn't in the end.
Okay.
And then they fight or whatever.
So, so one question.
Just one?
Yeah. Isn't that stupid?
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing that I was getting to,
Okay.
All right, here's the thing. So they build up this whole thing about how Sarah knows and the original Terminator knows that Kyle Reese has to fuck Sarah Connor to have John Connor.
Right. We say making love, but that's fine.
And they're building it up as this big thing. Look, if Kyle finds out, it's gonna be weird.
Yo, I'm feeling mad annoyed that my team just got destroyed. That's like what T-1000 said. Well, fuck it, never mind. Sorry,
so they're like, don't tell him, all right? It's fucked up, don't tell him.
Okay.
And then John Connor lets it slip.
Well, just
before they know he's a Terminator.
in casual conversation.
Yeah, he's just like, oh yeah, because you're my dad. And then he's like, what?
What?
And then they're like, oh yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah, you're the dad.
You're mad at something.
And then that's it. That's all it does. There's nothing.
Really?
It doesn't amount to anything. He just goes like, that's weird for a sec. And then that's it. And then the movie just goes on. And then they fight. And then Sarah and Kyle fuck. And by the way, Sarah Connor's played by, what's her face? Daenerys?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke.
I love her.
And she is hot in that movie.
She's beautiful.
Oh, man.
She's hot in everything.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. And she's great, too. Like, she's a great actress.
Mm-hmm.
It really, like, it really shows because it's such a shitty movie with, like, a bad plot and, like, horrible characters.
Her good acting stands out.
Yeah, like you're watching her and you're like, wow, this is great. Like she's doing a great job.
Oh my god, this reminds me of the Owl Cafe we went to in Japan.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
But there you go. That's it. That's my
Man, you
Terminator.
just fucking went off on Terminator.
Genesis. The movie sucks dick.
When did it come out?
It's horrible. Like last year, maybe the year before last.
That's the thing, man. When studios get involved in different, writers and artists like get involved with like the people's original intentions, it adds too many layers on a story and it makes no sense.
There's so many fucking like.
It's the reason why like the new Alien movie is going to like completely disregard anything but the first two Alien movies. It's dude, forget all that shit.
That's what bothers me. Is like okay, but then they're never consistent about that. So there's Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, and everyone accepts that they're the best ones.
Right.
And blah blah blah. But then they made Terminator 3.
What is this flying lamb
cottony,
sandwich,
dude?
Okay.
This is cottony.
It looks like a lamb sandwich being held aloft by two pieces of aerial lettuce. I'm sorry, please continue.
Just put some ranch on it, dude.
Just throw some sweet ranch. Some sweet teriyaki chicken, onion, well, whatever.
So Terminator 1 and 2, everybody loves. Terminator 3 came out, people were like, and then Terminator Salvation is whatever. But like, there's varying ideas of like what's canon and what's not from the official shit.
Right.
So the Sarah Connor Chronicles, which is a television show that completely ignored Terminator 3.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Dude, like, make up your mind. Terminator Salvation is like, no, Terminator 3 happened. And then this one is like, well, it's like rewriting it, so I guess 3 can't exist in this timeline. And it's like, come the fuck on.
Yeah. I'm willing to give that new Alien movie a shot because I am in the great majority of people that kind of wishes the third and fourth Alien movies had never happened.
I didn't even know there was a new Alien movie coming out.
Yeah. The first Alien movie is an absolute masterpiece, and the second one,
Oh, fuck! I didn't mean to get... Ah, damn it, that was a really good move. I'm sorry, go on. I selected the wrong thing.
Come on, Spooky Tits.
I pulled a...
Can I call you Spooky Tits?
Yeah, if you want.
Good. I do want. Will you never be able to get that move again?
No, I can go to the move repeater or whatever and learn it. But
It's not like that Charizard disaster.
Well, no,
Fire
the
Ash.
Charizard disaster wasn't as bad as I made it out to be.
No?
Because I could have gone to the move learner and
Really?
learned it again, but I just didn't want to.
Really?
Well, it's like on a different island and you have to fly there.
I
and
rode that whole emotional roller coaster with you for nothing.
Well, it was funny.
It was funny. I didn't know any
It was
better.
for the sake of the lulz. You know it as good as I do.
God, those sweet lulls.
Sometimes there's no lulls and you have to find the lulls.
Yeah. You gotta force the lulls by pulling your pants down and jiggling all around.
Go on about the Terminator movie. I mean, the Aliens movie or whatever the fuck.
Just the first two were fucking untouchably brilliant
Right.
masterpieces. And then the third one, immediately. I hope these aren't spoilers for anyone at home because, like, come on. That shit came out 25 years ago.
seen him.
Yeah. The third one, like, immediately, like, within the first minute, just kills incredibly important characters that you grow to love so dearly over the course of the first two movies. For almost no reason, other than they probably had, like, contract negotiation problems.
Wasn't
So
the third one written by Joss Whedon?
I think it partially, and it was directed by David Finch, so it should have been good, but it just didn't come together right. And they were young. They were probably working on their craft, you know?
Isn't his name David Fincher?
Could be. Was I thinking of The Bird?
I think you're thinking of David Lynch.
I was. And David Ranch, the dressing. Next time on Game Grumps.
Next time on Game Grumps.
Yeah. Oh, you found a super potion.
Thanks, man.
It's like a pooper potion, but like even better. Predator, more like spreadator.